Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Irish Geek. It's nice to see you all. Last night I'm on Twitter, and I start getting sent screenshots uh, on Twitter and Messenger, and apparently the Jodie Whittaker fans, no, not Jodie Whittaker fans, J-bots. This is clearly the J-bots are trying to cancel John Bishop because, well, basically, as the video suggests, because they want Thasmin. Now they'll deny that, but I'm going to show you some screenshots. I think Rabbi, before I came on, I caught the end of his stream. I think he did highlight this. They're going after John Bishop now, as some people know, and some people might know, is that John Bishop is a comedian. Now, over the years, he has told a lot of jokes, but because of the era that we're living in, unfortunately, some of those jokes have come back to haunt him. He's made jokes about women, but he's also made jokes about men, by the way, but they're concentrating on the women. He's also made jokes about lesbians, right? Like all comedians, they always, comedians are there to say the things that we won't say. That's what makes it funny. They're very clever the way they do it. But now being a comedian seems to be a hazard to your health. You can't tell a joke anymore. So they've decided to try cancel him. Now, as you know yourself, when he was announced, they were not happy. And the reason why they're not happy is down to a simple reason. And the reason why they're trying to cancel him is down to a simple reason. And the simple reason is they want Thasmin to happen. They want Jodie Whittaker and Manip Gill to get it on in the TARDIS. And now that John Bishop has been cast, it dashes their hopes of that happening, and they're disappointed. So now they've decided to dig up some dirt on John Bishop. I wouldn't even call it dirt, to be honest. He's a comedian. I don't take any offense to any joke a comedian puts out there, because at the end of the day, they're joking. They're supposed to make us laugh. We're supposed to laugh at those things that we wouldn't necessarily laugh at. It's like, for example, when someone walks into a door, right? You're not supposed to really laugh, but you would laugh. Same thing here, right? So now they're trying to cancel him. And I'm going to show you the mind of a J-bot. And it's actually quite shocking, because now he's being accused of being a Scouse supremacist. He's lesbian phobic. It was another word that's thrown out there. But apparently as well, he likes his sex workers to be biological females as well, by the way. This is the type of crap that we're getting from these fans. They are trying to cancel John Bishop. Well, unfortunately for you little idiots, you won't be able to cancel John Bishop, because the decision has already been made. They've made the announcement, and they're not going to pull out because 20 of you have gotten a hump because Yasmin and the Doctor are not going to be scissoring on the TARDIS. You need to get over yourselves. No hanky-panky in the TARDIS, whether the Doctor is straight, lesbian, gay, bisexual, right? We've said it already. We do not like the Doctor in a relationship. Some of us don't like that thread. We don't like seeing the Doctor in a romance, right? We like the Doctor the way he was, right? Just friends to his companions. When romance starts getting into it, like, it starts getting messy. And here, the perfect example of that is season 4. Season 4 of RTD's era is probably one of the most popular out there. And why? Because it's Catherine Tate and David Tennant playing the Doctor and companion respectively. And the both of them are obviously near the same. They would be the same age, aren't they? Near the same age. So that way, and they were friends in real life, but there was none of this romance crap, right? And we got and look at the stories. They improved immensely then when they start leaving that romance crap out, right? So it's not going to happen. And another reason why it won't happen is because it's a family show, okay? And whether you like it or not, the BBC is not going to do that on a family show. Now, they might want to educate their young audience on issues that you guys want to bring up, but they do them on other shows. You don't do it on Doctor Who. Doctor Who's a sci-fi show, by the way. Has everybody forgotten that? This is not a sex education or a gender studies program. This is Doctor Who. It's a sci-fi show. So you really need to get over yourselves, to be quite honest with you. Because the no amount of screaming that you do about John Bishop and his past. And by the way, the funny thing and most ironic thing about that is that obviously fans on our side, and we've been criticised, by the way, for defending him. And one of the comments is, have you noticed it seems to be all old white men that are defending John Bishop? No, you're wrong. There's actually plenty of women out there defending John Bishop, but you just show your audience what they want to see. But there's plenty of people that have issue with what the J-bots are doing. And, you know, if they think that they can get John Bishop thrown out of the show because they think that if they do that, that somehow Chris Chibnall is going to write this romance, you've got another thing coming. By the way, just to point out that John Bishop recently, there's articles all over the place, and this is what makes this ironic, is they're attacking him, right? But he's a big supporter of the LGBTQ plus movement. He's actually supported charity campaigns and stuff, got behind campaigns. There's even photographs on him. So they're attacking this guy, right? Because, you know, Thasmin. And that's the only reason. So it's not because he's another white dude, as they might suggest, but they do bring his skin color. Isn't it quite ironic that they call us racist, right? But they keep bringing up the fact that he's a white man, right? They just don't say another man. They keep bringing up the fact that he is white. So they're making it about his color skin and about how old he is. So there's a bit of ageism going on there as well. I mean, they're pathetic there. And this is the only reason why they're doing what they're doing. But unfortunately for them, they don't realize. Look, I understand right now they're going through a hard time. They can't accept that their doctor is gone. So this is them lashing out. But it's not going to do them any good. John Bishop has been cast. They're not going to get rid of him. And it doesn't matter how many articles you dig up, right? John Bishop, as I said, supports the LGBTQ plus community in a big way. So they're not going to get rid of him because he's already proven with the things that he's done with the actions. Just because he told a few jokes about women in the past and made comments about women in the industry as a whole, that doesn't mean that he should be, you know, kicked out of a TV show because you don't happen to agree with what he's saying. I mean, this is absolute. They're trying to basically cancel him because and this has nothing got to do with. Again, I have to make this clear. It's not because of things that he has said and done. By the way, it's only down to one thing, and I'll prove it to you. It's all got to do with this Thasmin. They're so desperate for this to happen that they will go and they'll dig up crap on John Bishop to try get him removed to the show so this does happen. And I'm trying to tell you now, J-bots, that it's not going to happen and you need to cop onto you yourselves because channels like myself will keep highlighting your destructive behaviour and we will be letting the BBC know the kind of behaviour of you vile fans. We've sent nice little PDFs to the BBC because I think they do need to know what kind of fan they're pandering to. And they're pandering to a toxic minority of fans who, if the doctor is not sexualized in the way that they want and the companion is not sexualized in the way that they want, well, then they will try and destroy the show. They'll try and destroy anybody that comes in to try around that. And John Bishop is their target right now. But the thing is, what they need to understand is that Chris Chibnall has never, ever done any of these characters justice anyway when he's wrote them in the show. So why you would want him to be the writer that writes a romantic relationship between the Doctor and Yasmin Khan is actually quite baffling when the guy can't even write. The ratings have gone to crap because of him, right? His era has been slated, but yet you think he's the man that's going to be able to do this relationship properly. God damn, I get criticized, but even I could write that relationship better than him because I understand people. He doesn't understand people. RTD could do this, right? RTD could do this to make it acceptable in some levels, right? Because that's how good he is. Chris Chibnall is not capable of doing that. So the fact that you are even trying to cancel here John Bishop so you can have this happen, but yet you have an incompetent driver at the wheel that won't write these characters properly. So he won't do it justice. So why would you want it if he's not going to do it properly? What is the Yasmin and the Doctor kissing just enough for you? No character development, no nothing. By the way, nothing backs up our claims that the Doctor is bisexual anyway, or lesbian or whatever, right? None whatsoever. Because there was a throwaway line in Arachnids with Yasmin's mom or something saying, "Are used to a couple." That's what you have picked up on, right? If you think that that's good enough character development to make this a reality, well, then I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at you because that's not enough, right? And again, this is why we complain, right? If we don't complain because we're against lesbian relationships, by the way. But I will say this, I don't think the Doctor should be in a relationship full stop, right? Friendship is fine, but romantically involved with someone, no. He had a wife and kids in the past, you know? Then they did the whole river thing, which I thought did belittle his old family, his original family from Gallifrey, right? So for me, it's never set well with me. But if you think Chris Chibnall can actually do this, you are living in clown world. Seriously, clown world, because oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. This guy can't even write a mental health issue episode when he tried to do it. He couldn't even show sympathy or write sympathy when Graham O'Brien's character was talking to the Doctor about their cancer. He couldn't even get that saying right. And you think that he's going to be able to do a complex relationship, because all relationships are complex. All relationships are like onions, peel off different layers. He's not capable of understanding people. RTD can't understand people. And we've seen it with his writing. And he's come out with new shows as well. And the thing that I hear from RTD is the same thing that we've heard on Doctor Who. Oh my God, his writing is absolutely brilliant. His character development is brilliant. We never hear that about Chris Chibnall's era because his writing isn't brilliant. Right. Actually, I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on. Right, I'm just getting the photographs. I'm sending them to myself because I want to keep the identity of the person that sends them to me, obviously a secret. By the way, I'm just going to be out straight about I'm not going to go into too much details, but the movie streams are done for now. I won't be doing any more movie streams for the foreseeable future. There's been a bit of drama behind the scenes. As I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail because the other person that's involved in it is speaking enough about it, so you will all find out soon enough. But all I'm just going to say is I'm not going to be held hostage on my own channel, and I will do whatever the hell I want on it. And if I decide to change up panels, that's what I will do. And if someone's got themselves in a hump over that or taking it personally, I don't really care. The fact that they made a big song and dance about it and went to people. And so someone decided to pull out the movie stream. So I am not going to be doing them for the foreseeable future because I'm not going to let the person that has a hump basically make someone uncomfortable for coming on. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. And I'm going to be blunt from now on. If I want to make changes to a panel, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. And if the people that were involved don't like that, listen, I mentioned it a few times on the channel. That person didn't happen to be in the chat when we spoke about it, right? Then when I seen them in the chat, then I decided to bring it up again and let them know what was going on. They got a hump, start going around talking to everybody else behind me back, and I'm not having it, right? I'm not going to be held hostage. So there'll be no more movie streams because someone decided to make a song and dance about it. I'm not putting up with it anymore. Not going to be held hostage by anybody. And I know Cheryl didn't want me to say that, but I don't care. I'm saying what's on my mind, right? Lately, a lot of people have lost the run of them fucking selves, right? Or bring people on here, right? And I like, here's the thing. I even said it. I said we'll do the movie stream. We'll see how it goes. When I did the first movie stream, and then maybe later on I will change it up. We'll see how it goes, right? So I decided to change it up, okay? And someone got in a hump about it, right? And now there's all this drama, and I'm not having it. I've blocked them. I'm not having it, to be quite honest with you. But because of that now, the other person that was on has decided not to show up now. So I'm pissed, right? Fucking annoyed, right? I put a trailer and all together, right? I had everything bloody like taking it personally, right? Sick of this. Wouldn't even mind. I change panels all the time, as you know, on the other channel. So I don't know what the big deal is, right? And then I'm told, well, why not keep the two original panelists and then just bring another guest on? No, I'm not going to do that. It's not. I'll do what I want to do, right? One person asked me first, so I wanted to make them a co-host and rotate a guest each week. But that's not good enough for someone out there, right? They took it personally. Every time I bring someone on, something always happens. Something always happens. I never ever said, and by the way, you all remember when I said I was setting up the panels. I never ever said that any of these panels were permanent panels. I always said that if changes need to be made, or I wanted to make changes, or people asked to be part of them, I'd make those changes. And that's what's happened. Other people were interested in the movie streams, so I decided to do what I did. But of course, I'm just sick of people taking things personally. I've got enough shit to be dealing with than to be dealing with people on their side having a moan and a bitch about me, right? And you know why I'm annoyed? I'm not annoyed. Do you know why I'm annoyed? I'll tell you why I'm annoyed. You didn't come to me, right? Even though it was explained to you on the stream 3 times, right? Not just by me, but by my wife. I was talking about while my wife was actually trying to calm you down and explain it to you. But what did you do? You went off and you started ringing people and tried to get them involved. And now because of that, the other person that was part of the movie stream has decided not to be part of it. And I'm not going to have drama like that. I'm not about that, right? So this is the way it's going to go. You're blocked until you apologize to me, because as far as I'm concerned, if you had a problem with what I did, you should have came to me privately in the first place anyway and not made it public, right? And I told you, I'm not taking crap from anybody anymore, right? It goes for this side as well, right? I'm not going to be held hostage. I'm not going to be told how to run my channel. I'm not going to be... I don't mind you guys giving me advice, right? I don't mind you guys coming up with ideas for streams, but I'm not going to have people telling me how I should have a certain stream and who I should have on a stream, right? I'll decide. I can't wait for the third zone to come back so I can do the old panels with Daniel, Charlotte and stuff and not have any of this fucking drama, because I'm actually sick of it. I'm sick of it from both sides, right? I'm sick of it. It needs to fucking stop. Right? All I want to do is run me fucking channels, bring people, and you know what? Do you know what the thing that's annoying me the most is? Do you think the way people are behaving, I never bring anybody on, or I'm breaking promises or whatever? No, right? I always said from the beginning, if I thought the panels need to be changed, I would change them up. That's my decision. I just don't want to be fighting with anybody, but I'm not going to have unnecessary drama in my life anymore. Because you know what? My wife has suffered enough. Could you lower that down?
I'm doing it right now.
Right, my wife has suffered enough. I've suffered enough. My friends have suffered enough. I'm done. I'm done. Right, as I said last night in a big long thread on a tweet. Right, I'm done with Biden supporters. I'm done with Trump supporters. I'm done with deniers. I'm done with anti-vaxxers. I'm done with people, conspiracy theorists. I'm done with everybody. People that even that believe that this pan. I'm sick of them as well, right? Because you're all fighting, saying the same shit every day. I see it every day. Every day is the same crap over and over and over again. Is this what we're going to happen now? Because Biden's in for the next 4 years now, we're going to act like the fucking other side being acting for the last 6 years. Is that the way it's going to go now? Because that's not the world I want to live in. I'm fucking sick of it all. Can you not get over yourselves? Everybody needs a dose of reality here. Right? It's done. It's not a communication issue. It was never. Listen, we explained it to him in the live stream, right? I mean, if he was here every week, if he was here every stream, he would have heard, and he was there from the very first stream when I said it. So there's no miscommunication here whatsoever, right? There is no miscommunication, right? Because it was already explained several times, right? It's just, I'm going to be out straight, right? Some people just feel they're entitled, right? Because they've been on a good few times now. They feel entitled, right? And at the end of the day, I've always been about, right, bringing different people on, new people on, right? That's always been me forte, right? That's why we've had new people on lately, right? That's what I do. Yeah, but that doesn't mean because I bring it on 4, 5, 6 times in a row that all of a sudden that what your parliament and all of this, and then you can get to dictate. No, not having it. Not having it. None of this would happen if the person in question had came to me in the first place, but they decided to go and talk to everybody else before they came to me. And yous all know me, right? What have I said from the beginning, right? Loyalty and the friendships that I have mean the world to me. But if you do something to affect that, well then I'm sorry, right? Okay, because I'm loyal to everybody else. All right, I don't like drama queens. Don't like people going off and bitching about me behind me back. If you had a problem, should have came to me. You're a grown man, for God's sake. Grown man. I'm bleeding sick of this. All I just want is a peaceful fucking life. I want me friends around me. I want to be able to do the streams, have a bit of a laugh, and have no drama. But I can't even do that anymore. You know, I wish some people would take into consideration as well that I'm under a lot of pressure as well. So I don't need this from friends, you know. I need me friends to be actually, you know, I know we're all going through stuff. I'll be there for you know that. But at the same time, I don't want friends making my life any more difficult than what it is by doing shit behind me back. I don't think that's too much to bloody ask, to be quite honest with you. It's to keep me out of drama. If you have a problem with me, come to me and speak to me. You know, I'm not this devil person. You can speak to me. Jack Main says, hey, Noel, just want to say you gave me a voice and I'm so grateful for that. No problem, Jack. Jack, I seen a couple of your messages. You're asking me to do another Irish Geek Talks. I certainly will be doing more of them. But hopefully we'll have the TARDIS Zone back next week as well. So yeah, I'll be doing a TARDIS Zone Talks on Friday if all goes to plan. So you're more than welcome to come on, Jack. And I really appreciate the support. Listen, I appreciate the support from everybody, but I don't know if people have an issue with me or think that I've made a decision, right? And you think it's personal. Why not come to me and speak to me first instead of going to everybody else and say, listen, Noel, did I do something wrong? And then I could have explained. But no, that's not how it went down. So right now I'm angry, right? Right now I'm angry because I feel like, listen, you don't realise the pressure I'm actually under, right? And all of this mess that's happened since the new year hasn't helped, right? So I don't need this right now because I'm kind of, to be honest with you, kind of fragile right now at the moment. So I don't need crap from people that are supposed to be friends adding to me misery. And that's it. I'm not going to speak about it now anymore. I've said my piece. So let's get back to these J-bots. So what you're about to see, what you're about to see is some of the most these tweets. I just don't know what to say. I mean, they live on. So we'll start with this one. It says, I wonder why all the weird, creepy, and / or wrong arguments against criticizing the cast of John Bishop come from men, mostly always white ones too. Now, I don't know what is the fascination with white men. I mean, they're obsessed. Now I thought this was going to do this in order, but no, of course it isn't. So I have to do it this way. Sorry, folks. Jesus. Hold on. Right, this is not going as planned. Right, here we go. Hopefully now we'll get somewhere. Right, I have to share them one by one until, because... Oh. Right, hold on, because that's a whole thread. So, actually, I've got them. So we will start from... So, do you know what? I'll read them out. I'll just read them out because they're not in the order that I need to read them out in. So I'll read them out, but you'll hear by the comments. And what I'll do is I'll no, fake it. Hold on. No. We'll figure it out. Hold on. Right. Here we go. No, because I want to show this because you deserve to see them. By the way, as you can see, because of the stupidity of the people that are writing the tweets, I've decided to hide their names to save them from any embarrassment. But Doctor Who stans have every right to feel annoyed about the casting of John Bishop as Dan. I can't believe it has to be said again since we literally had this discussion back in January. But adding another cis white man to the show, show isn't necessary, and it feels to me many of us like it's this way, that the BBC don't trust Jodie and Manif to carry this era on their own, which is really disheartening for many of us because why the fuck can two women carry a show on their own? Literally give us one reason. I'll give you a reason. It's quite simple. Look at the era that we've had. Ratings down, bad acting, bad writing. Jodie Whittaker is not a leading lady, by the way. That's the main reason. If you were going to bring in a woman, you need to bring someone in the caliber of Olivia Colman who can actually command the camera, command the set. Jodie Whittaker does not come across like that at all. So I've given you a reason, and that is the main reason why most fans have turned off this era, because it's not got to do with Jodie Whittaker's gender, believe it or not. Yes, there are fans out there that believe that it should be played by a man. I'm one of them. But there are fans that believe that she is just not the right woman, because there are fans that do support the female Doctor, and if the right woman was cast, they believe it could work, right? But but see, that's the thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. And Jodie Whittaker now, because of Chris Chibnall, has made sure that any other woman that takes over now is, and if they go with another woman, she's going to have a hard time winning over the fans because of what's happened for the last 3 years. So one, when cis white men have been part of the main cast every single series since the show started, not to mention that the actor they cast is literally lesbophobic, which isn't a good look and has made many lesbian Doctor Who fans feel uncomfortable. No, he hasn't made many lesbian fans uncomfortable. See, this is fake outrage from you morons because you want your little Thasmin to happen. So you are coming out and throwing your toys out of your pram because you don't like the fact that BBC are not following everything that. Listen, BBC is progressive. They've proven that, but they're not going to go that far. They're not going to go that far because whether you like it or not, there are people in the UK that are conservative, and if they show and look at 2021 or not, right? Doctor Who's a sci-fi show. As I said, this is not a gender studies program, right? Or sex education program. This is a sci-fi show. So last thing I want to say about this, but nobody is judging the character of Dan because there is nothing to judge. We just don't feel like it's a necessary addition. And even if he is, we don't see why they felt the need to cast him as another cis white male. So even if he's a good addition, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that, and again, they bring up his skin color. They bring up his skin color. Now, the person that actually made this comment happens to be white as well, right? But lesbophobic, right? They're literally coming up with words now. They're literally making words up now, right? He told a few jokes about lesbians, right? Because he's a comedian. Like he'd tell a few jokes about gay people because he's a comedian, right? Do these people not understand that, as I said, that comedy does go places where we don't go in society? That's why we love them. Also, a quick thing. I just want to let you know, this isn't lesphobia, but lesiphobia. Oh, for fuck's sake. Or lesbo is a very nice word, and some people feel uncomfortable with the term. I mean, even words like that. I remember, now I don't know if lesbo, I remember years ago lesbo would be an insult, right? But now they're taking these so-called insults and they're trying to make them not normalize them. This is sick. This is sick. That is a bad word, right? Lesbiphobia. Where the look? Thanks for letting us know. Of course, thank you. Right, so that was that message. So I'll stop that because this gets better. Actually, you think they would be all in uproar that they haven't cast a ginger as the Doctor yet? Because remember when Matt Smith's Doctor and all David and my ginger, it all started from there, right? And we all said, "Oh, we love a ginger Doctor." Never happened. You don't hear everybody come out and complain about that. By the way, just to show the hypocrisy of these J-Bot fans, right? So Matt Lucas, as you know, starred in a show called Little Britain, right? And himself and David Williams. Now, I don't think personally they should have come out and apologized, but in the current situation that we're in, obviously people are made to apologize for comedy skits that they did. But Matt Smith did blackface, right? Where was the outrage from these J-Bots when Matt Lucas did blackface? Where were you? Where were all you little hypocrites? Right? Me personally, I had no problem with it because it's comedy. I understand that I'm not a dumb tick moron, right? But where were all you guys that are so outraged about, social justice and all of this and Black Lives Matter? Where were you when Matt Lucas did blackface? You were nowhere to be seen. nowhere to be seen. So he can shut up, which is our fake outrage about John Bishop, because that's all it is. It's fake outrage. Yous are outraged because yous know yous a little Thasmin is not gonna happen. And as I said, yous, as usual, yous are throwing yous our toys out yous our pram, and it's actually pathetic. He's come across as pathetic. You need to shut up now. At the end of the day, right? Enjoy his last year of Jodie Whittaker, because when she's gone, oh God, I tell you, this fandom is in for some major changes. It's in for some major changes, because this behavior carry on from you guys is not going to be tolerated anymore. And I'm telling you, with all the stuff that's been going on Twitter lately, your time on this platform is going to soon come to an end, because there's a momentum in the UK, especially. There's racial abuse going on openly, and I've seen it myself. So anybody out there denying that there's racial abuse going on, I've seen it for myself. Okay, there's black footballers being called all sorts of disgusting names because of the color of their skin. Right? Then we see all the trouble that we're getting with bots and all. Your time is coming to an end, because the momentum, the public reaction, they want something done about little trolls like you idiots. And you will be all kicked off eventually. It's only a matter of time. So you could take his our white man hate and shove it. So here we go. I'm sharing this one here. I wonder why all weird the weird creepy. Oh, I read that one, didn't I? Yeah, come from white, right. So we go this way now. So the Radio Times did an article, and I think this is what started it all off. By the way, a bloke started all this. A white male started all of this, because he's not a real man. Because he wouldn't be writing shit like this. He's obviously being indoctrinated, the poor little fucker, or he's looking for one of he thinks one of these feminists are actually going to sleep with him. He's gonna really be disappointed. But Chris Chibnall says John Bishop brings a different flavor to #Doctor Who, and because of that, this is how all of this began, right? So all this rubbish that I've been reading here is because of this gobshite here, and he wrote the flavor of misogyny, maybe, right? Now I should be happy that they're coming out against Chris Chibnall, right? But the thing about it is, right, I do know he hasn't handled LGBTQ plus characters very well. But to come out and attack his casting choice because they won't actually come out and criticize Chris Chibnall. See, this is again another deflection as well. They won't criticize the man that actually is responsible for making all these decisions, but they'll go and attack the person that he has decided should be in the TARDIS. So this is basically. So I think what happened was this. He took a screenshot of see, this is what they do. He took a screenshot of an article, right? So he took a specific screenshot of an article that he knew that was going to cause, without it being put in full context, by the way, because there was a whole article there. What he doesn't tell you is that John Bishop was a supporter, is a youth supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, right? But he put this up, and the reason why he put this up, because he wanted to generate hate. And of course it worked. Right now, they call us the abusers, they call us the bullies, but this is it all in plain view for you all to see. Right, let's continue. So this gobshite decides to write the casual sexism of so many men in this fandom, intentional or not, it's genuinely exhausting. Oh yes, I forgot females didn't like traveling or late nights. I cannot believe I let it slip my mind. I bet he wants his sex workers to be female though. Hey John, have you maybe asked why women are hesitant to do late nights? Yeah. Right, that was literally a comment. So this person decides to write, people aren't the same as the Not My Doctors for not being a big fan of having another white man companion. Again, his skin color. Do you notice that? One is outright sexist, racist, and bigoted, and has issues with the slightest diversity in the era. And one is just rightfully upset with taking away a never done before diverse team. Right? So basically what they're saying there is that it's okay for them to attack John Bishop because they're all for diversity, so they're right. Whereas we're the racist, sexist bigots because we have a problem with every decision that they make. So which is kind of wrong. We only have a problem with Chris Chibnall and the doctor. But again, you can see the hypocrisy here. They're basically doing what they accuse us of doing, but they say rightfully there. See? So they think they're on the path of righteousness. So it's okay for them to attack poor John Bishop because they want diversity, and having a white man in Doctor Who isn't diversity because, he's white. What a funny bunch. So this person decided to write, there is literally an episode with 0 women in it. If we did something with no men, it would be called woke, SJW crap. I really just wanted something never done before. So, I'm sorry, maybe I'm thick here, but the Doctor's always had a female companion. So maybe I've misunderstood the definition of a woman, but I'm pretty sure, she had all the right things in place. And to say that there was 0, by the way, if you're actually talking, see, again, you're actually showing your stupidity, but you're also showing that you haven't actually watched the classic era at all, and you've only come into this show since probably Jodie Whittaker, actually, by that comment. So then this person writes, I think the only episode with an all-female supporting main cast besides the Doctor is in the Saigon invasion and version. I think that's literally it. But that's not what they said. They said there is literally an episode with no women in it. Like, even when I read that to myself, I was like, no. So then this person writes, sister, I didn't know that. The Deadly Assassin has no women, I think. Impressively disappointed, says someone else. And this is all because they cast John Bishop, by the way. And I've already, no, yeah. Hold on now. Right. So as I said, we read this one, Doctor Who stands, right? But this is the way I should have went. So as you can see there, they say it's like saying salt is spicy. F4. Today's flavour of a cis white man is drum roll scouse. So they're actually having a go at him because he's from Liverpool as well. So again, being racist twats. We are not wrong. Scouse supremacy. Everyone saying him being the first Scouse companion gives him flavour. You're all so fucking pathetic. And that was obviously someone having a go at these, but he says, we are not wrong, Scouse supremacy. They actually believe that. And then this person says, as excited as I am for Dan, I will say that that more could have been done with the character instead of a modern British white cis man. By the way, he hasn't actually acted on screen yet. So how do you know they should have done more with his character, you bloody moron? As Liverpool has a very diverse community, or we could have even had our first historical New Who companion. And I am concerned about the effect effect his introduction might have on Yaz's character development, right? But it can just as easily be used to develop her more and establish a new dynamic. Listen, the reason why Yaz's character development is so bad is down to Chris Chibnall. It's not down to some white male from Liverpool, all right? But again, do you notice they bring up his skin color? Now they're bringing up his accent, where he's from, his culture, Liverpool. You know, very proud people. We have a very close connection with Liverpool in Ireland. There's a lot of Irish people in Liverpool. Yes, they are right. It is a diverse community, but I mean, look, you've got two female leads, two women on the TARDIS, and they bring in a man, and they have a fit about it, right? Listen, remember, kids, that Doctor Who is also for men and boys. It's not just for little girls and women. So, in reality, you need to actually cater to all of your audience. So that's why they brought in John Bishop. So as you're seeing, they're the messages. So we have Scouse supremacy, lesbophobic. He's this, that, and the other. But this is what I want to show you, is because this kind of puts all their arguments to sleep. It also goes to show you how petty they are. Because, you know, as I said, all they want is their little Thasmin, and they will take John Bishop down to make sure that happens. Now, I'm not going to read this, right? But what these gobshites don't know, because they're so obsessed with their scissoring in the TARDIS, is that John Bishop, as I said, has come out as a huge supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, and this is why. So for any of you little J-bots that don't do research, because I know there's 30 of you watching now, so I know some of you are watching now. So I'm going to show you all something now, and you are going to go and publicly apologize for trying to take down this man when he clearly is on your side, you bloody idiots. John Bishop gives beautiful and powerful speech about his gay son while accepting British LGBT award. The comedian was named Ally of the Year at this year's NatWest British LGBT Awards. An ally, an ally. As I said, I'm not going to read the whole article, but if you want to check that out, and I will link it in the link description when this video goes up. But there you go. John Bishop is firmly on their side, but they've decided to attack him because they want the Doctor and Yaz to have this lesbian relationship on the TARDIS, even though it's a sci-fi show. And as I said, it's not a sex education show. It's not a gender study show. It's a sci-fi show. And they need to get back to doing sci-fi. It's as simple as that, right? I mean, what's so hard about that? Right, let's just give me a second. I have to refresh. Right, there we go. I can see is our comments now. But again, you know, they have a motive, and you know, because he's a white male, it doesn't matter that he supports their cause, right? He's the wrong type, you know? He's the wrong type, unfortunately, for them. So they will destroy him. And again, I will make this clear, right? If they do Thasmin, right, I'm going to just let you know whether you like this or not, you are going to, Doctor Who's dead. If they do that, they will kill the show. Now, whether you agree with it or not, or whether you think people are homophobic or lesbophobic, or whatever bleeding new word you come up with, it's nothing to do with that. People like their characters a certain way, especially an established character like the Doctor. They don't like when their character is given too many changes, because when that happens, then you completely change the character. It's nothing got to do with what you guys think. You always think that it's some sort of phobic, that we're all afraid of lesbians, gays, or whatever. Right? Never. Right? Look at RTD's era, especially. Right? If we're all the bunch of homophobes and sexists and racists and all of this that you call us, well, then why did we all watch RTD's era, and why did we all praise RTD's era? I've done watch-alongs on this channel. You will see that we've praised RTDs. Well, on the other channel, we've praised RTD. We love John Barham and Captain Jack. I mean, RTD did it better than anybody else, in my opinion, when it comes to LGBTQ plus characters. Right? He's the best man at doing it. Chris Chibnall hasn't got a clue. I'm sorry, but he doesn't. And I'd even go as far as to say is that I don't think Stephen Moffat fully understands it, but he understands it more than Chris Chibnall, and he tried. Right? This is Chris Chibnall's idea of diversity. Hey, I have a boyfriend at home. Bang! Exterminate! 20 seconds gone. That's his diversity. There you go. Well done. You put a gay man on screen for 20 seconds. Give him a pat on the back, everybody. And you think he'll do Thasmin properly? Cop on to ourselves. He won't do Thasmin properly. Oh, by the way, Thasmin's not happening, right? Because when we got news, apparently Jodie Whittaker will explore our sexuality, but not with Yasmin Khan. Not with Yasmin Khan. Because here's the thing, it makes absolutely no sense. Just because our mother threw a line there, I used to together, everybody has assumed that the doctor all of a sudden is bisexual. Now, that might be the case with Yasmin Khan, right? Nobody is denying that. That could be the case. But there has not been enough for me personally and a lot of fans to show us that. I mean, with Bill Potts, it was the opposite. Every 5 minutes, she was telling us that she was a lesbian, right? And she didn't need to. We understood after the first episode. Then if you wanted to explore that, that was fine. You go and explore that. But instead, what Moffat did was he'd get every bloke to fall over her just so she would say, I'm not interested, I'm a lesbian, right? That's not how you do it. If you want to highlight that, then you put Bill Potts in a relationship. Again, Stephen Moffat didn't do it correctly either, in my opinion. And this is the biggest pitfall of the whole lot when what these fans want. These people that are doing it just don't understand this. RTD was the only one that ever did it properly. I mean, people criticize the resolution scene, but they don't. I mean, they criticize it once and don't bring it up again. But yet they think that he's going to be good enough to character develop the Doctor and Yaz and make us think that those two are actually in a relationship and convince us. No, not happening. So, as I said, they're going to continue this campaign. So we must get behind John Bishop. And I'm talking about the ladies out there in the fandom as well. You girls need to step up as well and come out and support John Bishop. Because there does seem to be this perceived warped reality from the J-bots that it's only all men that are supporting John Bishop. And that is not true whatsoever, because since this has broke, I have seen plenty of threads where there are plenty of women coming out and defending him. So, yeah, all the ladies in the fandom knew Beyonce remix. So, seriously, I think we need to come out and publicly support him. I think we need to highlight that he is a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, just like Michael Sheen is, and all of those. Isn't it funny though? people criticize me, but yet Michael Sheen's a big supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, but yet I want him to play the Doctor, but apparently I'm some sort of transphobic, homophobic, and all of this other rubbish. I don't care who they support, right? You get the best actor in to do the job. And then, obviously, you're there to do a job, and hopefully you get a showrunner that's not going to, saturate the stories with all political agenda. He's actually going to give us stories that are worth watching. And if you want to put a message within those, listen, we've always said this. Again, we will say it out straight. The reason why the classic era gets so much love and admiration, especially about its political episodes, because we know there's political stories. We've never had a problem with political stories. The problem that we have now is the way they're presented today to the way they were presented in the classic era. And in the classic era, they did it better than the way they presented today. Chris Chibnall just doesn't just do it subtly. He bashes you across the head. He bashes you across the head with any agenda. I mean, Jesus Christ, there was a scene in season 11 where Jodie Whittaker literally looks at the screen and preaches to us about climate change and plastic. I'm all for breaking the fourth wall and all that, but not for things like get away. We all know about climate change. We have a 16-year-old telling us everything about climate change and telling us that we're all 17, whatever, telling us how evil and bad we are, right? We don't need Dr. Who to pile on the shit as well. Right, 17-year-olds are already making us feel fucking bad. You know what I mean? That's the point. I'm surprised. Did he have Greta on the screen? I'm surprised he didn't put her on. Ask the parents for permission. Listen, can we put one of Greta's speeches, which is in the UN? Can we put it on the TV screen or the doctor's console there while she's preaching to the audience about climate change? Don't worry, we're on your side, Greta. Look, again, I don't care what side you are on the argument. The point is as well, though, it's not balanced. You don't see both sides of an argument anymore. It's one-way street now. No, this is the way you should all think.
Says the drowning polar bears.
Oh
sorry.
Yeah, well, all we just need to do is just put them in big freezers. Done. Bang. Simple as that. Oh. Right, stop moaning. Right, the ice melts naturally. These are all a bunch of bleeding. No, I'm not getting into it, right? Because I have a different stance, right? I'm not getting into it because there will be an argument. I'm not having an argument with anybody over climate change. But all I would just say is this: is that the scientists are talking out their arses. So we'll leave it at that. Oh, wait till you see now. There'll be posts later on Twitter. Oh, no, it's an anti-climate change person. Blah, 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 blah. He's going to kill the polar bears. He's responsible. Fuck's sake.
I'm going to start a web stream right now.
What, save the polar bears?
No, Noel's going to kill all the polar bears. I got to go lie down.
Seriously, man. Oh. That's how bad it's gone. I'll be accused of. It was like I seen a tweet there where someone says Noel will basically blame Jodie Whittaker if the world ends. No, I wouldn't actually, because if you've been listening to me streams lately, especially over these last 6 or 7 months, I've actually defended Jodie Whittaker on several occasions on this channel. I have, what would I say, not come to the realization, but I have, oh my God, stop, Ted. But I have come to realize that it's not all of Whittaker's fault. Well, she said things, and we all know the things that she did. The decisions that were made for the show, the key decisions were all made by Chris Chibnall. So, yes, I have come out and defended Whittaker. I have come out and said that people need to focus on Chris Chibnall because he is the main problem. Yes, Jodie Whittaker has not, certainly in these past few years, helped herself. with certain things that she done. You don't come out and slag the fans for a joke, even if it is a joke. And the J-Bots will always say that stylist video was a joke and shouldn't be taken seriously. But that's what started all the resentment in the first place. And if you guys don't realise that, it wasn't just about Jodie Whittaker's casting. Yes, a lot of people were angry. A lot of people were sceptical, and there was talk. But then when she started piling on, coming out with the stylist video and making her little comments, then she made it worse. Where was her PR team? That's what a PR team is there for, to make sure that the person that they get to represent the show says and does the right things, right? She did not do that, right? So that's what she's responsible for. She's not responsible for the fact that she's out of her league with Doctor Who, or she's out of her depth. That's down to Chris Chibnall. It's not down to her that Chris Chibnall chose the writers that he wrote to give her the stories that she got, right? That's down to Chris Chibnall, right? So I've come to the realization that, you know, there's no point of focusing on Whittaker because she's gone anyway. The bigger problem that we have, the bigger issue that we have in this fandom is Chris Chibnall. He's the one. So you J-Bots really need to stop with this rhetoric that I hate Jodie Whittaker. I do not hate Jodie Whittaker. I hated Jodie Whittaker getting the role of Doctor Who. As an actress, I don't think she's really that great. But that's just my opinion. In drama and in the stuff that she's done okay in my opinion. I did like season 1 of Broadchurch. I thought she was decent in that. But again, I will say this. For a woman who happens to be a mother, I don't think it would be a hard stretch for an actress to play a grieving mother like what she did. And to be honest, a lot of people say, she was great in that, but she wasn't the main cast member. The main cast members were Olivia Colman and David Tennant, you see. And Jodie Whittaker isn't a leading lady, and that's the problem. And you really needed, if you were going to bring in a woman to play the Doctor, you needed a leading lady like an Olivia Colman, who has run shows on her own, most recently with The Crown. Okay? That's what you should have done. But they didn't do that. So Chris Chibnall made those decisions. He's the one that's responsible for the ratings fall. And again, I'll say this, spin the ratings all you want. You could do as many videos to try spin these ratings like you did during Series 11 when you tried to spin the ratings. You didn't have to do too much spin during Series 12 because some of you had already resigned to the fact that we were right all along, but you didn't want to say anything. But because the festive special was an improvement on what we've gotten before, you have all decided to jump on the bandwagon now and spin it to bits. Well, I'm sorry, no matter how much spin you put on it, yes, it was better than anything you ever produced. By the way, do you know I was criticised? Right? I was criticised by J-Bots because I did not criticise the festive special. Right? I actually left some of them confused. I seen this tweet. It's funny. They actually criticised me because I praised the festive special. Can't win with these people. You can't win with these people. Right? I actually thought there were some elements that were good. I've always said that. Right? There were some elements of this festive special that were good. Do I agree with some of the Jodie Whittaker fans that said there was plot holes? Yes, of course I do. But, you know, I said these are always complaining on the negative. So I tried to look at her from a positive point of view. Then when I look at her from a positive point of view, I'm happy because I didn't criticize it enough. Can't win. Can't win. So, I mean, look, it's just the way it is, isn't it? But it was better, but it's too late. 3 years, too late. He needs to go. It's time for Chris Chibnall to pack his bags and leave, and go with his casting, because the two of them, you know, I do believe their relationship is probably not the same. Their friendship is not the same. I think he has hung her out to dry. I think he's disrespectful to the LGBTQ plus community. I think he's disrespectful to people that suffer from mental health. I think he's insensitive to people that has cancer. And he's also made it clear, him and his production team, that this is not a democracy. They will write the show the way they want. So he has disrespect for fans as well. That's who's showrunner, right? And the reason why I've criticised this area, and you guys on the LGBTQ plus side need to understand this. The reason why I've been so critical about Chris Chibnall is because I do believe he disrespects you guys. I do believe that he doesn't do the characters that he brings on to represent you guys are done with any justice. Now, no matter what my views are on certain issues, especially trans issues, right? I have never came out and said that people shouldn't do what they want to do. They can live their lives the way they want to live their lives. The problem that I've always had is when it comes to kids. And I seen a very disturbing video last night on Twitter of a trans couple basically telling their child that the child is actually male when you can clearly see that the child is very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable video to watch. It's child abuse, to be honest, and I'm sticking to that. It is child abuse. If you're a grown-ass adult, you do what the hell you want. If you want to change gender, live and let live, right? But let the kids grow up, right? And let them make the choice for themselves. You should not, and no parent, right, that's trans, has the right to push their beliefs on a child like that and force their beliefs on a child. Absolutely disgraceful, right? But I'll get back to Chris Chibnall. And basically, he doesn't respect the LGBTQ plus community. And it's evident by the writing so far. The evidence is there for you fans to see, but you would rather attack us than actually come out and criticize Chibnall. As I said, you would rather come out and have a go at us or support us in what we're saying. Because you know him, right? You know he disrespects. But you won't agree with us because we're coming out and saying it, which is actually petty because you're doing more damage than you believe. You need to come out and start speaking out about Chris Chibnall and what he's doing. He's a disrespectful person. And by the way, I will say this though, you J-bots need to realise that he's already showed again that he's disrespectful by bringing in John Bishop. Because if he really cared about the LGBTQ plus community, he would have actually left Jodie Whittaker and Mandeep Gill in the TARDIS, whether I agree with it or not, right? But he would have, but he didn't. And you've got to ask yourself why. He's the showrunner. Remember, we have been told in the past that as showrunners go, he's been the one that's had the most power to do what he's wanted to do. So if he has that much power, right, then if he said to the BBC, well, listen, the Doctor and the Companion are going to hook it up, right, then if he's in charge and he's making all the decisions, then why hasn't it happened either? There's another thing for you, because he doesn't want it to happen. See, all of these people that come out and support you, they all talk crap, talk out of their asses, because secretly deep down, they probably don't agree with everything that you've come out with, but they have to be seen to support you so they don't ruin their careers. And this is what I'm seeing a lot of. All of these celebrities that are coming out. I mean, Jodie Whittaker did it herself when she said she came out. She said she was raised gender neutral. Well, no, non-binary, wasn't it, or something, or gender neutral, whatever, which one it was. Right? She started coming out with that crap, and then a few days later, other actors and actresses start coming out. See, this is what they do. They pander to you. They don't even support these causes. Right? But a person like John Bishop does, because obviously he has a son part of that community. So I don't know why you are attacking him. You should be attacking the people that are actually pandering to you and that actually don't really respect. Because you can see it's in the writing. When they bring these characters on the screen, he kills them off. He has no respect. right? So instead of giving out about a white man who actually supports you should be coming out against a showrunner who doesn't actually do you proud, who doesn't represent whatever part of the community you're from properly. That's what I'd be more annoyed about. And this is why I've always complained about Chris Chibnall. He doesn't show the respect that he should. RTD did. Stephen Moffat, up to a certain extent, did. But again, he kind of, shoehorned a couple of things in near the end as well. It has to be done with respect. And if you're not gonna do these characters with respect, this is why we're gonna complain. This has never came from an angle that we hate gays, lesbians, or bisexual people, and we don't want them in our show. Because whether he is believer or not, right? We do know that our little show, Doctor Who, has had a history of being diverse, right? First female producer, the director was gay. And Horace Hussein, right? No fans were complaining about his sexuality or the gender of the showrunner back then, right? It's always had representation, whether it's behind the screen, the writers, or on screen. Okay, so don't tell us that we're all this, that, and we're not. We just want everybody that's represented in the show to be treated with the respect and the character development. If you're going to do this, character development has to be spot on, but it needs to be treated with respect and sensitivity, and he doesn't do that. And you really need to start standing up against him, right? Because I tell you, if he does do the whole thing that the doctor is gonna explore sexuality, I can guarantee it's going to be like the way he's done the rest of it. It's going to be shoehorned in, and it's not going to be done with any sensitivity or respect. But, there's a rhetoric out there from certain fans. They want you to think that we're this, that, and the other. And we're really not. We're really not. And listen, my stances on transgender issues have actually changed over the last couple of years, haven't they? I mean, I was not at first open to reading anything or like that, or trying to find out information, but I've changed my opinion on a few things. Listen, as I said, adult, go ahead if it makes you happy and it gives your life that meaning that you think you never had. Then fine, go ahead, right? But as I said, again, when you do get educated, when you do read stuff, you learn a lot more and your opinions change over time. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't have any issues still. Of course I do. I still think there's a lot that needs to be discussed. But unfortunately, the activists, not the trans people themselves, but the trans activists, they're the ones that are doing the most damage. And they need to actually keep their noses out of it and let the trans people themselves come out and speak for themselves. They make it that, society is changing. I mean, we go back, about 15 years ago, I don't think transgender people or issues would even be tolerated. And I'm sorry, that's the way it was back then. I'd even go back there. But we've come a long way in a short space of time. But I will say over the last couple of years, these trans activists have not done the trans community any favors. They've actually harmed them. And this is why it's always people that think they not, all trans people, right, are the ones that can tell us what their issues are, right? Not people speaking on their behalf, right? Or charities that do studies and put them out there and try to make them fact and stuff. You know, it's trans people themselves that should be coming out. These activists are doing, like all activists, you know, they get radicalized, these groups, and then you know what happens then. And it's disgraceful. But as I said, this whole thing now with John Bishop and all this other rubbish that's going on needs to stop, because, you know, it's doing more harm than good to the communities that you say you guys represent. And, you know, you're attacking a man who has openly come out and supported you in John Bishop. It's actually quite sad. I mean, he has a son that's gay. I mean, if anybody is going to understand what the LGBTQ plus community is going through, it's actually John Bishop, because he has a family member, his own child. And remember, it's a horrible thing to say, but maybe his child, his son, has had to deal with some prejudice in society and in the world as a whole. So he has seen the effect that's probably had firsthand as well. So to actually try cancelling because you want a lesbian relationship in the TARDIS is actually ridiculous. You should be actually supporting John Bishop, getting behind him, and because he is a supporter of you guys, and by the looks of things, he does these campaign things. I mean, look, if you win an award for the work that you've done within the LGBTQ plus community, you deserve praise, and that's exactly what he's done. But instead of praising him, he's decided to come out and attack him because he's a comedian and told a couple of jokes and made a couple of comments about women in the industry. Everybody makes comments that maybe sometimes they might regret later on in life. I don't know how soon or how long ago he made those comments. Does he have the same stance? Well, everybody's stance changes all the time. You know, sometimes you stick to the same stance and you won't budge, but there are times where you will change your stance. I just don't know, folks. But listen, you need to stop cancelling them, because Thasmin's not going to happen. And if it continues, we will continue to highlight it. We'll continue to support John Bishop. And we do support John Bishop on this channel. We support anybody that's an ally to the LGBTQ plus community. Like we support John Barrowman, Michael Chin. As I said, he's a big supporter as well. You know, again, you know, I get criticized and I get called all of these other things, but I'm a huge fan of all of these people. As everybody knows, I've mentioned them on my channel so many times now. It's unbelievable. Everybody knows how I feel about Captain Jack. You know, a brilliant character, love him. But there is this rhetoric out there, and it's not nice, because it's a distortion on reality. You know, if people don't realize that I'm actually on their side. We just want to see our show written properly, and then at the same time, if newer fans out there do want representation, yeah, have the representation, but don't force it, number one. And number two, don't flood your stories or flood your era full of SJW nonsense. Remember, at the end of the day, it's a sci-fi show, and the sci-fi must come first. And if you want to do those topics, as I said, you do it like the classic era did it, you know, within the confines of the story that you're trying to tell, but you're keeping Doctor Who fans. See, this is the thing. You've got to keep the Doctor Who fans interested, because they're there for the science. They're there for the, you know, all the gobbledygook, as we say on this channel. So if you replace that with just boredom drama and then just try to put identity politics in it, but it's the forefront, instead of being the way it should be, story first and then deal with those issues, like the Orville did when they did the whole gender thing. So Bortus and Clyden had a kid, and the kid happened to be female, but in an all-male race. This happened once every 10,000 or something, or a million or something. And there's a whole court case. But Seth MacFarlane does something very clever, right? What he does is he puts both cases out there, both sides. Why people think it's a bad idea and why people think it's a good idea. But he let his audience decide for themselves. And that's what Doctor Who has lost. Doctor Who said, no, this is where we stand on an issue, and this is where you must stand on an issue. Once you get into that, that's it then. It's done. And that's why the ratings are down, folks, right? You just want to know why the ratings are down? I'm telling you why the ratings are down. So you Jodie Whittaker fans, you J-bots out there, you just need to really start coming out and criticising Chris Chibnall for the right reasons. And the reasons are that he doesn't respect the LGBTQ plus community at all. And the evidence is there within his storytelling. By the way, if there's anybody out there that's clever enough to actually edit some of those disrespectful clips together, you know, the 20-second clip where he kills off the gay character that basically says, I have a boyfriend at home. And then he does the other thing with the cancer with Graham. Show all the disrespectful things and edit them together in a video. That would be brilliant, just to highlight exactly what we're talking about. Because again, I will say this: he's going after John Bishop, right? He supports the LGBTQ plus community, but you won't criticize Chris Chibnall, and we've already seen that he doesn't write these characters properly. As I said, RTD was a genius at it. Stephen Moffat wasn't bad, but near the end, he shoehorned a lot of stuff in, and it was a bit disrespectful. But Chris Chibnall has basically just surpassed them all. I mean, he just brings on a fella just to say that he's gay and kills him. That's his. There you go. There's your gay representation. There you go. Then he got a line in Arachnids where Yaz's mother says something about are you two together or something. You just think that's good enough. Oh, Yasmin is bisexual, so the Doctor's bisexual. Oh, see, makes no sense though, because no character development. He hasn't built it up. He doesn't respect you. And this is why we'll give out, because as we said, we don't have any problem with diversity or inclusion. It's when it's forced. And it's when it's shoehorned in and it's not respected and it's not done properly. Simple as that. See Lee's in the chat. Lee's been very busy lately working on Rabbi's promotional stuff for his Indiegogo campaign. I hope you're having a good job of it. I hope you haven't gotten yourself all stressed out, mate. I hope it's running smooth for you, because we know what it's like when you get stressed. Character development is a thing of the past. I agree, Dr. Dave. Yep, having a nightmare with it. Of course you are. We wouldn't have it any other way, Lee. I mean, you have a nightmare with it, but you'll soon fix it. That's the good thing about it. You'll always get there in the end. Well, that's why we haven't seen you in a while. I was kind of wondering where you were, because you know, it's common to see you gone for a couple of days or so, but for as long as you've been gone for, it must be really down your head in, man. But when it's done, I'm sure it's going to be epic. So remember, it'll be worth it in the end. So yeah, listen, that's my video on John Bishop. I've nothing more really to say except that I think that fans that are attacking him need to realize that he's actually on your side, and that the real enemy here is not John Bishop, but is Chris Chibnall. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if John Bishop's casting was a bit cynical, because he does support the LGBTQ plus community. And I think Chris Chibnall knows that, and he's going to use that in some way. Remember, Chris Chibnall uses people to do what he has to do, and he doesn't, again, I said it, he doesn't do it with respect. He doesn't do it with respect. If anybody, Dr. Dave, I'll just briefly say, so John Bishop is being attacked by the J-bots because he made several jokes, because he's a comedian, about women and lesbians in the past, and also because he wrote a comment taken out of context, by the way. Someone screenshotted a Radio Times interview that he did, and they screenshot one section where he brought up women in the industry, took the whole thing out of context, threw it up, and then the result of that was there was a backlash, and now they're actually trying to cancel John Bishop in the fandom. I am saying that we should come out and fully support him, because he does support the LGBTQ plus community. We support the LGBTQ plus community, so we should come out and support John Bishop, because it's wrong what they're doing. I'm trying to tell everybody that's watched this stream that the main villain here is actually Chris Chibnall, because when he does try and bring representation onto the show, he does it so bad that it's unbelievable. And remember, that's not also remember as well, remember Lenny Henry's character killed his mother off, right? Remember the grieving husband, right? That was accused. She was, by the way, she was 16 or something, wasn't she? 14, 15, 16. It's not as if she was a 6-year-old. But anyway, criticized there because a single father that was grieving for his wife and found his wife in another place, was accused of this, that, abandonment. So he writes all these characters wrong. And then Jodie Whittaker's doctor then gives out to that poor man. Then we had the Witchfinders. We won't get into that. We had Rosa Parks. Again, he tried to show the Rosa Parks story. For me, it was an absolute disgrace and disrespectful. And even more disrespectful was when she's getting off the bus, they decided to put a pop song. Couldn't do a song in the era, had to do a pop song, Absolutely ridiculous. And the only way you could get around that, telling that story, was to bring in a space racist, right? So this is what I'm talking about, folks. Chris Chibnall hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He hasn't got a clue how to do diversity properly. He doesn't know how to character develop these, and he doesn't know how to write them and treat them with the respect. He is your villain. He is your main man. He is the reason why Jodie Whittaker's doctor failed on so many levels. It's because of the writing, because of disrespect, because of everything. He just does not care. Okay? So he's the man. So if anybody out there is still attacking John Bishop, I would say to you and plead with you, turn your attention to Chris Chibnall. He is the one that has disrespected the LGBTQ plus community, not John Bishop. John Bishop supports you. Okay? Even Michael Sheen, a doctor, a man that has been the man who has been mentioned to play the doctor, recently came out and criticized Salvation Army because he was told that apparently they wouldn't take stuff or sell stuff to trans people, right? And he made it very clear that he was disappointed in that. Then this right-wing gobshite then picks up on it and tries to make out and report that Michael Sheen did that, this, that, and the other. Basically distorted the truth. But they didn't tag him, but Michael Sheen found it and criticised. So again, this is a man that's been named that they've been criticising, that has come out and supported the community. I know, Lee, you're sick of it, but the majority, unfortunately, and I'm just saying it so it's simpler for the stream, but these men that they're attacking are the very men that are coming out and defending them. So the main villain here is Chris Chibnall. His writing, character development, the representation that you want, he's not doing any of it, any justice. And you really need to focus on him. Right. We were going to do Gift of the Gab tonight, but Cheryl is lying on the sofa. I don't think she's up for it. So what we'll do is we'll stream. I'll probably do an hour stream for you tomorrow instead. Do you know what? I might even go as far as to do maybe a New Who watch along, as we haven't done one. And I kind of miss doing a New Who watch along. So who does the New Who watch alongs normally? Daniel, isn't it? So Daniel, if you're in the chat, I did see it in the chat. Daniel, and maybe Lee, if you could take a break. If not, I understand. But if you want a New Who watch along, let me know. Cheryl hasn't been feeling well, actually. I won't go into details, but let's just say, women, and she's not the best. So she's actually, I think she's asleep on herself because she hasn't heard me. Yeah, right. Well, then we'll do a New Who watch along tomorrow. So we'll just pick a random one, because I'll tell you why. When we go back on the TARDIS on, we'll be continuing from where we left off. So I'll do a random one. So what I'll do is this. I'm going to pick the Doctor, and you guys are all going to agree on a story from... No, this is what I'll do. I'll actually simplify it. I'm going to pick a Doctor, and I'm going to pick a season, right? And then you just have to pick an episode within that season. So I'm going to go with, obviously, who will I go with, actually? Hold on. Now, I will say that you can cheat a little bit, right? If it happens to be a two-parter, you can pick a two-parter, because we haven't done one in a while, right? So I'll do it, because I really do. I actually miss the Doctor. I really do. I actually do. I've been watching a little bit of Doctor Who, but I actually do miss it. So I think that's fair, and Garbage is okay with that. Don't worry, pal. Gift of the Gab will come back. We're not, as I said, we're going to be doing loads on this channel. Right. So the 11th Doctor. Right. So I'm gonna pick Matt Smith. You're probably surprised, because most people probably thought I was gonna pick Peter Capaldi, but I'm gonna pick Matt Smith. Right. Now, what season? So I'm going to look just again, just to remind myself of the episode lists. Right, so we got season 4. By the way, if it's got a two-parter, you can pick 2 episodes from the same season. Fuck it. Why not? I'm in the humor. I actually am. Right, we're gonna go with Matt Smith's very first season. Season 5. So the episodes that you have choice from are The 11th Hour, The Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks, The Time of the Angels, Flesh and Stone, The Vampires of Venice, Amy's Choice, The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, which is Chris Chibnall, so we'll leave them out because I know nobody will pick them. Vincent and the Doctor, The Lodger, The Pandorica Opens, and The Big Bang. Now, we have to have enough votes. So So the time of the angels and flesh and stone, says Lee. Now that was my thinking. So that's 2 votes for that, right? Now, if people agree with that one or want to go with vampires and Vincent and the Doctor, because I think 2 people have mentioned that the beast below is being mentioned. Yeah, well, until Cam, I know I enjoy the movie streams, but until all this nonsense is sorted out, I refuse to do them. I'm not going. Again, I don't want to get into it, but I'm not going to be just because someone has taken it personally and went and spoke to people. I'm not going to be held hostage on what I do on my channel. I mean, at the end of the day, I always made it very clear from day one that the panels could change at any time, you know, but nobody ever takes that personally when I do it before. This is the first time that someone has taken it personally, and they went and started speaking to everybody else about it. So I'm sorry until I blocked them because I'm not having drama anymore. I'm sick of all the drama, and it's just gone to got to the stage that where the other person that was involved in it decided to send me a message. And again, in a way, I don't blame them. Maybe there is some loyalty there or whatever with the other person. But if you're gone, to me, it seems like, maybe that person that had a hump went and basically had a word with that person and probably guilt tripped them into not coming on to be streamed. Because I have noticed that a few people haven't showed up since it all started off, which is a bit funny, to be quite honest with you. So there's clearly been stuff going on behind the scenes. And that's the one thing I don't like. If you have a problem with me, you come and speak to me privately. I mean, this was always said from day one anyway, so I don't know what the problem is. The person just took it personally, and I actually did make sure to say that that didn't mean that this person wasn't coming on again. I was just rotating a guest. And as Retro Dicky was the first one to ask me, I decided to choose him as my co-host. And I'm entitled to do that if I want to. Then people are coming to give me suggestions. Well, why don't you do this, that, and the other? Listen, I don't even know why this is a discussion anyway and why this is actually even blown up. Because I made it very clear from day one that the panels could change at any time. That if I didn't feel that they were working or if people asked that they wanted to be on, I was going to change it up. And that's exactly what happened. People like the movies that I've picked so far. And some people were saying, no, I'd love to be on a movie stream some week. And because I said I didn't want big panels like I have on the Tarda Zone, which I'm entitled to do, right? I said I was going to keep it 3 a panel, right? So, as I said, Retro was the first one to ask me. And don't get me wrong, I liked having both guests on. But I had a decision to make, and as Retro was the first one to ask me if they could come on, I chose Retro to be me. That doesn't mean that the other person that was involved wasn't ever coming on again, but they took it personally. And then went and spoke to everybody, ringing people and stuff, right? That's what I don't like. Come and talk to me. We already made it clear in the stream, and if they had been there the night before, which they weren't, they would have heard that I brought it up the night before. I basically said that I was changing it up because I'd originally said I was going to change it up. Right. So what have we got in here anyway? So have we come to a consensus? I'll tell you what, Lee, you're good with kind of tallying up who said what on the chat. Could you tally up what people, what episodes has been mentioned the most? Look, I don't want to fall out with anybody. I don't want to fight with anybody. But I'm not going to sit back and allow a person to guilt trip, because I know that's what happened. I know that's what happened, and you can't tell me otherwise, because you wouldn't be going around trying to communicate with everybody and tell everybody what's happened if you weren't trying to manipulate the situation to your benefit. There's no fights. I'm not having a fight. I said at the start of this stream, I'm sick of it all. I'm sick of all the bullshit. As I said, if anybody has a problem with me, come to me. So we've got 3 for Beast Below. We've got 1 for Vampires. We've got 2 for the Time of the Angels and Flesh and Stone, by the way. Put that in as well, Lee, because me and you both voted for them. And I do believe that is the Weeping Angel's best story, that 2-parter. It was also the first time that Matt Smith filmed, and you think he was actually in the role a long time. So that's why I always go to those Weeping Angel stories. I love them. Vincent and the Doctor is in there as well, by the way, just to let you know. But we did do didn't we all watch it? Did we? No, we haven't watched it yet. Actually, we're not at Matt Smith yet. But I think we did do a separate watch along of that before. But so we got 2 for the Time of the Angels. We got 3 for the Beast Below, if I was right, or 2 for the Beast Below. 3 for the Beast Below, 1 for Vampires. So we've got 1 for Vincent. Oh, you're not counting single votes. Okay. Right. Seriously, do people say, oh, I'm with some people in the chat. Like Beast Below is a good story, but it's not great. But fair enough if that's what you choose. Remember, you could choose 2, so unless you pick a 2-parter, which there is a 2-parter in it, which is the Angels one. And then you have the Pandora open, or the Big Bang and the Pandora opens, or the Pandora opens and the Big Bang. I always get those 2 mixed up. What's this? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What are you doing at 5? The Weeping Angels kill people instead of send them back to time. It completely retcons them. I prefer Blink and the Angels take Manhattan. Oh, Lee is doing a countdown. Okay. Right. Lee has decided the vote is up. So the vote is up. So what episodes have won? Or I think he's saying this is just our last time to actually vote. Listen, guys, you have said that you've missed the Doctor Who watch-alongs. I'm basically throwing one in your lap, and you are having difficulty picking the 2 stories. Come on. Something's on fire. Okay, I thought there was something. Right. I want Vincent and the Doctor, says TARDIS time. So that's now 2 for Vincent and the Doctor. Well, Daniel, did you leave a vote? Because you're going to be on this watch-along. Because you do New Who, unless... sorry, I forgot. I shouldn't assume that you're coming on. Are you up for coming on, yeah? Because I know you're busy anyway, so let me know. Let me know. Right, so, okay, I'm calling it. It's a choice between Beast Below and Vincent, or Time of the Angels and Flesh and Stone. So, Beast Below. So, yeah, right. So, after everybody put their vote in, so now we'll do another vote, and it's only on those 4 episodes, and you must pick 2. So, Beast Below and Vincent, we might as well say are a package deal. So if you want Vincent and the beast below, please press 2 as Lee has pointed out, and press 1 if you want Time of the Angels and Flesh and Stone. And we'll give Lee, we will give it 2 minutes. So I'll let you know now. Hold on though. Everybody's voting. So we'll start the countdown now. So 2 minutes from now. All right. When the 2 minute countdown is done, then we will have the result. I think it's going to be Vincent and the Doctor, but I don't know why everybody's picking Beast Below, because I don't think it's a great story. If Vincent was with another one, I'd be happy. But I'll do it. I'll do it. If that's the choice that you make. Oh, Lee is doing the countdown. Oh, we just finished it. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, right, Lee, what's the result? I think it is a whitewash, isn't it? I think it is the Beast Below and Vincent. Yeah, Beast Below and Vincent win. Okay. Okay. Done. So tomorrow we will have the Beast Below and Vincent and the Doctor. I will see if I can throw up a trailer. I did try throwing up before and it actually worked. So I'll see if I can get a trailer for you to get you all excited. But if not, I'll just put the stream up and these will know that that's what we're doing. So yeah, so that's tomorrow. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I have it on DVD there, so there'll be no problem. I'll have no problem. I can watch it on the PlayStation with the earphones in, so it'll be grand. And I think everybody will have season 5 anyway, you know. So this is just the kind of, because obviously when the TARDIS song comes back, we'll get back to normal. But this is just because I have missed it myself, and everybody keeps telling me when you're doing a Doctor Who stream. So we might as well do one tomorrow. Why not? Right. Right, I've got. Oh, hold on. Wait. You might get lucky now because I might end this stream and come back straight away. I've just been given some information. I'm reviewing the situation. So I could have something for you. I'm just making sure I can run with it. Yes, as I said, Lee, I've just read your message on Twitter. Yeah, as I said at the start of the stream, all the person in question had to do was come and talk to me in the first place and not take it so personally, instead of getting other people involved. And that's why I'm angry, right? Because it's not a personal thing. I actually like the person very much, but I was asked, and I did say from the very beginning that I would eventually rotate the the panels. So you know, I just don't want, look at. I've made it very clear these past couple of days. I just don't want any more drama. So if people bring drama my way or cause drama because you know they've got the wrong end of the stick, well then I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I'm sorry, Lee. I've been through too much. You know that. You know you've even been through it yourself. You know I've just had enough. I mean, you know, I've been constantly bombarded with harassment for the last 3 years. The last thing I need is people that are supposed to be my friends getting the hump with me because I make decisions on my channel. I don't dictate what people should do on their channels. Yes, I have certainly given advice over my time on YouTube, like you do when you gain experience. You will give advice, but you're not, in no way am I telling people that this is the way they should do things. You know me, I do things my way, and that's just the way it is. And I've always been one for bringing new people on. I've always been one for giving everybody a chance to come on, right? That's what I'm known for, okay? That's why I've always made it clear that the panels, and I've made this clear several times, you just, again, even people that support me, sometimes I think some of you is just don't listen to me sometimes, because I made it very clear that the panels would be shaken up, that I wouldn't be keeping the panels the same. But I decided that I wanted to co-host. So as Retro was the first one, as I've made this clear, was the first one to ask, I decided to give him the co-host job. But now he feels that he can't do that. And that's down to the person that I'm actually having an issue with. And I don't think that's fair. You shouldn't make someone feel uncomfortable for wanting to come on here, right? Just because I decided to make a decision that that person took personally. And that's what I have issue with. They went to other people instead of coming to me firstly. And you know what I'm like. You have no problem if someone comes and calls me out, Lee, or has a problem with me and comes to me. You know that. You even often came to me. If you thought of crossing, you came to me and spoke to me, right? That's all that needed to happen here. But that didn't happen. The person just decided that they were going to talk to everybody else but me. And I don't want the drama anymore. I'm sick of it. I said it already. I don't know how many times I have to say it on Twitter. I'm done with the drama. I don't want it. So I don't want people that are supposed to be my friends causing drama that makes my situation harder, right? Because right now, myself and Cheryl are going through a lot of difficulties at the moment. And the last thing I need is someone that's supposed to be my friend going around talking about me to other people, getting their hump in the back because I made a decision. They've taken it personal. It's nothing to do with the person in question. I love the person in question. I just wish he had came to me. I'm angry right now, Lee. That's all it is. I'm angry, right? Because they should have came to me. And then even after they came onto the chat, the day after I announced on the stream that they didn't turn up for, when I seen them in the chat then, I made sure that I said it publicly so they'd know what was happening. Okay, but they already knew this from day one because I literally said it when we set up these panels, that the panels would rotate. I said it on the Tarda Zone, right? That when we do these, because we started the movie streams on the Tarda Zone, and I did say we'll give it a while, we see how it goes, and then eventually I might rotate. And that's exactly what I've decided to do because I've been getting people coming and asking me if they can come on. Now, as I said, you know, I like having Retro on and I like having the other person on in question, but Retro asked me first, and Retro, in fairness, doesn't get much of a chance to speak when me and Jed are on anyway. Okay, so that's why I chose him as my co-host, because you know me, I want to be able to let people have a voice. So that's why I chose him, because he would get more of a chance because we'd have different guests on. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I'm done. I'm just done with the whole lot. I just want to be able to get through this pandemic like you all, and hopefully put a smile on people's faces as well. And yous help me through this as well. But people that are supposed to be friends now are starting to make it difficult for me. And I'm sorry, I just no. It has to stop. I mean, I came straight to you over the New Who fiasco, and on behalf of Rabbi, and we sorted it all out in minutes. Exactly. All it takes is simple communication. They just had to come to me first instead of going to everybody else, and I would have been happy with that. And then I would have explained to them, listen, it's nothing personal. And I'm saying it publicly, it is nothing personal. I haven't said just because you're being rotated that it means that you're not coming on ever again. You know, you put your name down with everybody else. Then we'll have a list of certain people, and then each week we'll go through that list, and then we'll go again. And that's all I wanted to do. But because I've decided to keep one person on with me, the other person has taken it personally. And it's never personal. If I have a problem, which is, you know, I'll come out straight and say I have a problem. I don't do things like this. By the way, I'll be, hopefully we'll have a rabbi on with us tomorrow as well. I'll be sending him a message because he hasn't been on in a while. I know he's been busy, but I've been keeping to myself for a while as well. And I'll openly admit it. I've been keeping to myself for a while because I need time to think. I need time to, you know, there's a lot of shit going on this last year, you know, and I haven't fully processed it all, and I haven't fully, you know, there are still things. I mean, my wife is telling me that it's getting so bad when I go to sleep, I'm crying and all in my sleep, for fuck's sake. Now, I don't know why, but there's obviously stuff going on subconsciously with me. And I'm telling you now, it's got to do with all of this crap that happens on social media because I never did that before. Right? So I'm done. I don't want that life. But I will call out this nonsense here with these J-bots. This is what we do. Yeah? This shit here, trying to cancel someone, you know, because the color of their skin, or they happen to be a man, their gender, you know, or they happen to be from Liverpool. You know, I never heard of Scout supremacy, but there you go. Apparently it's a thing. But as I said, we'll have a new Who watch along tomorrow instead of doing Gift of the Gab tonight because, as I said, Cheryl's fell asleep and is a bit under the weather, and I don't want her to do it when she's not 100%. So tomorrow is The Beast Below and Vincent and the Doctor, as voted by all of you guys in the chat. I am actually a bit annoyed that you picked The Beast Below, though.
I can't do it.
But
I can't do it because it makes me too sad.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I know. But we will. Yeah, Lee, watch the start of the stream, mate. You have to even put it on in the background, and I put up now again. For anybody, by the way, I have checked because since this copyright nonsense, right, I've actually been reading into the copyright stuff. So what I've done and showed you the tweets there and commentated on them, but the fact that I've actually blocked out their name as well, that's allowed, right? So what I've done is to protect them for their own stupidity, right? I've blocked their names, but watch the start of the stream. I literally show you these tweets. They're mad. They're trying to cancel John Bishop because they want Thasmin. This is what it's all about. I'm not messing. They actually said Scout supremacy. Oh, by the way, he's lesbophobic. He's lesbophobic, by the way, as well as another word that was thrown out. And, he's in the way of the Thasmin. So he's a problem. So, yeah, Rabbi, I think, did something near the end of his stream. I'd actually put up a message on Facebook last night to say I was going to address this. And Rabbi has obviously seen it as well because he picked up on it. and he's also covered our madness as well. So check out Raboy's video as well. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel, guys. Remember the Irish Geek. By the way, my second account on Twitter has been converted to the Irish Geek. I was able to get one of the photos that I create. I was able to resize it as a header on my Twitter account. So the Irish Geek is now on Twitter. It was the second Tarda Zone channel. Remember when I actually got suspended by Twitter when they accidentally suspended me account and a load of other accounts, and they admitted that they made a mistake, but the J-bots were celebrating because they thought they got me off Twitter, and then when I came back on, they were all disappointed. Well, yeah, I set up a second account in that time because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. So it was called the Tarda Zone too, but now it's called the Irish Geek. So go and check out that Twitter account, please. And listen, I will say this: I have the account protected for now. That one is not as controversial as the others. I think the other one is, because it's not controversial, but they think it is. But here's the thing: I don't want any drama either. So listen, if you're involved in roiling up the other side and stuff like that, and doing stuff, I don't want you to add me. I just want friends. That they say, I just want people that I know and I trust to follow me. So if you want to follow me, follow me. So I'm on that. That's the Irish Geek. Follow me on that. I will be actually on my main Twitter account. I will be actually unfollowing a lot of people on it as well, because even though my account is protected, there's a lot of people that are actually following some of these nasty accounts. And I know some of you are probably just following them to keep an eye, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to follow anybody that's following those accounts, because I do not want any drama. Because if any of my tweets get screenshotted, then I know there's someone in my Twitter account that's handing them over. So to prevent that from happening, I'm unfollowing people that follow those accounts. So if you follow those accounts, I'm sorry, I will be unfollowing you. That doesn't mean that I'm going to block you. I'm just going to unfollow, because I don't want the drama. As I said, I'm done. I'm done with all the drama. As I said earlier on in this stream, done with it all. It's time that people actually, got a dose of cop on. All of us, every single one of us, on any whatever view you hold, whatever point of view you have, whatever it is, right? Whatever side of an argument you're on, it doesn't matter, right? Every single person, including myself, all need to take a fucking dose of cop on. Because these last couple of months, especially, everybody's been acting crazy. And yes, it doesn't help that we're all locked in, but it doesn't excuse anybody being an asshole. And we all do it. We all do it. So we have to stop. Right, I'm going to go now, because obviously I stayed on a little bit longer, because obviously I'm not going to stream tonight, but we will do WandaVision, definitely, because we want to get that out there. So we'll try get that out. I'll see on one of our days off if we might sit there and just do a pre-record for you. So we'll do that. Yeah, I know Twitter's a cesspool anyway. It's the worst decision I ever made, but I'm there now. If I go now, unfortunately, if I go now, they'll think I went because of them, so I refuse to go. It's like we've become stubborn as well, though. We've become stubborn. Now, as I said, hold on, I did get some Doctor Who news, so I'm going to see if I can run with this. Right, I might have to come back. Well, I will come back, actually, But if I'm allowed to break that news, I'll be back with some Doctor Who news. As you know, I will say at the end of this stream, of course, anything that I do put out there will be classified as rumor and speculation until verified by the organization that actually runs Doctor Who, which is the BBC. But as I said, it's all rumor and speculation. We don't say it's fact, and we never have. So, I might be back with a Doctor Who video later on. I better be now after telling you that I have some information, because maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I'm pretty sure they'll let me, because they wouldn't have, because it's been a while since we got news, and I suppose why would they just come out of the blue and give me something? So, there you go. So I see PD Rich, absolutely fantastic as usual, is throwing up the links there. What else? I think that's it, really. So we got as I said, New Who tomorrow. I'll throw up a little yoke to remind everybody, especially those who obviously watch the stream, this stream later on. And I will link that John Bishop article into the link description as soon as I can. Obviously, I have to wait until the video goes up on YouTube before I can do that. But I will put that John Bishop article in the link description. I didn't read it all out, but I did show you the headline. But if you want to go and read it yourselves, and listen, I would say to you as well, this is another way to shut these J-bots up as well. As soon as you start coming out with this rhetoric, just share the link, just share that article, because it shuts them down, because their arguments are flawed. They're only coming after him because they want Thasmin. And that was the whole point of this video. They're not actually outraged about John Bishop at all. It's fake. Because if they were outraged, yes, they did. They were disappointed originally. And we did see that disappointment. But now this is total fake outrage now that's happening. This isn't. They were disappointed because they wanted Thasmin. But now, as I said, they've hyped it up now because they've latched onto something. And it's fake outrage. They don't really care about John Bishop. All they care about is Thasmin. And the fact that that is not happening because they brought John Bishop in, that has now really, people have been playing up on that now the last couple of weeks. And now their side of the fandom has responded to it. And now they're actually trying to cancel the man. So this was why I did this stream. I think the other bigger YouTubers should actually highlight this as well. No, it's a combination of Yasmin and Jodie Whittaker. No, and the Doctor. I don't know. It's shipping to the PD. I think it's just Thasmin is shipping the Doctor and Manip. That's what it is. I don't know how they come up with the name Thasmin.
It's because it's the Doctor and Yasmin.
Oh.
Thasmin.
All right, there you go. So Cheryl's explaining.
I don't know why they didn't call it Thas though.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So it's fake outrage. They're not really angry at John Bishop. They're only angry at the fact that by this casting, they know that Chris Chibnall is not doing the relationship between Yaz and the Doctor, and that upsets them. But they shouldn't be upset at John Bishop. Who they should be upset at is Chris Chibnall. So again, they're deflecting their hate on the wrong person instead of actually directing it at who they should be directing it at, and that's Chris Chibnall. If you're so outraged that you haven't got this, why haven't you been going and talking to him and demanding why he hasn't done it? Even if I disagree with it, because I don't think the Doctor should be in a relationship, full stop. But why aren't you just going after the man that writes the show? It's not John Bishop's fault. So that's it. So I think we're done. We got 30 people watching. Do me a favor, like the stream if you've liked what you've heard tonight. Dislike, obviously, if you didn't. You're entitled to do that. Also, later on, if you want to leave an old comment down in the comment section, please do give your opinion on some of the things that we spoke about on the channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also subscribe to the Tarda Zone, because the Tarda Zone should be back next week if all goes to plan. The Tarda Zone should be up and running next week as well. And we will be running both channels. Remember that. Just because the Tarda Zone comes back doesn't mean that I'm going to spend less time on this channel. We will be back on this channel too, because we've got streams exclusively for this channel only, and we'll be able to talk about all those other TV shows that we can't really talk about on the Tarda Zone, but we do, but we shouldn't really, because it's a Doctor Who. So that's why I decided, it was actually Chris's idea. I have been thinking about it a long time, but I kind of needed a kick to do it. And Chris was the one that says, well, while you're on the break, why don't you actually build up the second channel, but don't just build it up for the sake of it, actually use it. So I'm using it. So that's what I'm going to do. So listen, thanks for joining me. I want to thank all the moderators. Lee, nice seeing you in the chat. I hope you get your the issues with the old video sorted for Rabbi. But I will see you all tomorrow, of course, because obviously we're not doing Gifted the Gab tonight. I will see us tomorrow for a new Who watch along. We haven't done one in a while. The Beast Below and Vincent and the Doctor. But this is kind of deja vu, because I'm pretty sure we did the same 2 episodes before in an actual same stream. Or maybe I'm just streaming that. But it doesn't matter. That's what we're doing tomorrow. So Beast Below and Vincent and the Doctor. So I will throw up something to remind everybody that's on the YouTube channel that hasn't watched this stream but might watch a little video that I've done. I'll throw up a little video to let everybody know what we're watching tomorrow and come and join us. So he says 3rd time is the charm. Well, I hope you get it all done, pal, because you've been missed on the channel. Obviously you've been busy, but you have been missed. So be nice to when Rabbi finally gets that done, so we can have you back. Have you back to where you belong, on the Tarda Zone. And now the Irish Geek. Right, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Listen, have a good one. And as I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell as well to be notified. And we will see you tomorrow for a new Who. Say goodnight, Teddy. Okay, goodnight, Teddy. Say goodnight, Cheryl. There, Cheryl said, and good night from me. Listen, folks, I'm just going to hit this end broadcast, but we don't have a trailer, so it's actually, I do find this a bit weird. That's the one thing, the differences about the channels is no trailers for this, so it's literally I put the 30-second thing up, and then I just hit the end, and it's weird because I'm used to having in a little trailer, but it's funny. But good night. Here it is. Here's the